Hello friends, it is a beautiful chilly day, feeling like autumn even though it's not quite autumn yet, but my surroundings and my sweater tell you different. Look at all that beautiful yellow. Oh, I love it so much. Today in the garden I'm going to be harvesting some more tomatoes, and I'm going to be planting carrots, lettuce, kale, and let me think, I'm probably missing something, but we'll get to that and see. So I'm gonna go around and do some harvesting, and you can just sit back and relax with me. I'm going to be picking anything that is even slightly blushing because it's the end of the season and insects are getting to things really even quicker than usual. So I'd rather it just ripen on my counter, which is fine, and make sure it doesn't get eaten up. So this one, see how it's just starting to blush? Picking that one. I think we have some storm clouds up above me, and we definitely have some pests trying to suck my blood, so I'm going to try to get some weeding done. Harvest in hand, and I am going to get back now so I don't get caught in the rain. But when we get back, I'm going to harvest some elderberries and then show you how to make an elderberry syrup, which will be great for this upcoming cold seasons. Cold seasons in two ways, where it's going to get colder and it's also more likely that you might catch a cold. So that's why elderberry syrup will be great to start making now. So let's get back and do that. So this is an example of an elderberry that is still in the process of growing, and this is an example of an elderberry that is still not ready yet when it's that reddish color. You really want to make sure to wait till harvest until it's this deep black color, and this is because unripe elderberry could make you sick to eat, as well as a raw elderberry, so make sure you never eat it raw. Hello, and we are back to the kitchen. So I have 3 cups of water in my pot, and the next thing to do is get our elderberries. Now we want to make sure we don't get any stems in here, because that is toxic, poisonous, not good, could make you very sick, as well as elderberries if they are not cooked. That's why it's very important to cook them. So we're going to take all the berries off of our stems and put them into the water. So we want about 3/4 of a cup of elderberries in here, picked away from the stem, and I'm going to add that right to my water. Now I'm going to add just a splash of lemon juice, just a splash, and I'm also going to add a tablespoon of ginger, about, not quite a tablespoon, a little bit less. and a tablespoon of cinnamon. That I am gonna do an actual tablespoon of cinnamon right in. And I'm gonna have this start cooking down. I'm starting it on high, and I'll probably turn it down when it gets hot. So now that I have this to a boil, I'm gonna put the heat down to a low medium. And this smells so good in the air. It feels so cleansing in my nose. But I'm going to reduce that heat down, and I'm going to put a lid on top, and we're going to let this sit. Okay, it's been about 40 minutes now, and I'm just going to give that a stir. And I'm adding a slurry, which is a tablespoon of cornstarch and just enough water to mix that into. And I'm adding that just to thicken it up just a little bit. And I'm going to keep giving that a stir. I added another tablespoon of cornstarch, and never just add your cornstarch right in, but a tip is, instead of using water, scoop a little bit of what's in your pot to use to mix the cornstarch into the bowl. That way it doesn't water down your recipe any more than it has to, but that will get it thick enough for it to be a nice syrup texture. Now here you can see I am draining everything using this mesh drainer. You could also use cheesecloth just as easily. And here I am using a half cup of raw honey, and this just adds its own benefits to the recipe. I do end up adding some more later, so I end up using about 3/4 cup of honey, and I put about 2 tablespoons of brown sugar also for that extra flavor. So this is the consistency that we're looking for, where you can just kind of glide your spoon through, not jello-y, but just a little bit hard to get your spoon through. Just so that you can feel that it's coming together a little bit. I'm gonna go set this in the fridge to start cooling down. And in the late hours of the evening, our syrup is complete. I got this container and then 2 of these with this recipe. So it makes a good amount from just a little bit of elderberries. If you'd like to read along with the recipe, I will have the blog post of it linked down below. And this is perfect to put on some plain yogurt or on some pancakes, or if you need a little immune boost, just to put in a spoon and just take a little bit. I made mine a little on the spicier side opposed to the sweet side with how much ginger and cinnamon I put in it. If you'd like to lean it more towards a more traditional, very sweet syrup, I would put less of those spices and more of your honey and sugar. So that's completely a preference, up to you. I wouldn't say this tastes like medicine, but this is more on the medicinal side of a syrup opposed to the sugary topping side of a syrup, if that makes sense. But it's still very good. So that is the end of this video for today. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time. Okay, goodbye.